every day there's people in the comments telling me, how I'm failing.
Really?
So I make what I make way more of those. Yeah.
That's like, see,
Yeah, even fans will be like, "Oh, yeah, you need to say this. You said this wrong," or, "Yeah, you
I
do.
love the,
This video
like,
sucks."
God, please grant my children the self-confidence of the comment section on YouTube. Like, you're doing this wrong. I know this. I'm very self-assured that you've done this wrong. It's a massive error on your part. Then
Yeah,
you click on their name, they're like 2 subscribers in a fucking wedding video. Or like, what? What?
yeah. It's one of those things I try to. A friend of mine is about to start a podcast, and he's going to post it on YouTube, and doesn't have a big social media presence, and there's a lot of banter that happens on social media, but it's just like with friends or like
Yeah.
people that you may know. He's a comic as well, so like I'm sure he has people that follow him that are not that he doesn't know, but it's a relatively small group of people, so it feels way more intimate. And when you get in an argument on, when your social media following is that small, it feels way more personal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so as you start to grow and you're inundated with lots of comments on every video, and you're putting out lots of content all the time, it becomes way easier to just
Yeah.
not just let it roll off. But I remember at the beginning I was affected, and I commented back angrily and whatnot. And now I could find myself like going, okay, I can just
Yeah.
not say anything.
It's funny. I suppose if you've got, yeah, like sort of, I suppose the most immediate example of that I can think of is like on Twitter. If I've put a tweet out and then a big account has retweeted it or quote tweeted it, most of the reactions to it are other people just like favoriting it or liking it or whatever. But occasionally you
Yeah.
get some really shitty, like abusive comments back. And when you're quite a small account on Twitter, uh, like it does sort of, there's something visceral about it. You think like,
Yeah.
how does this
Yeah.
person know that I'm a piece of shit? Like, how have they figured it out? Um, because like you really, that what they would obviously like. Why would they say that unless they really felt it? Um, but then you've been on Twitter for a few years and you just realize that that's the social currency of Twitter. And I suspect maybe it's the
Yeah.
same with YouTube. You spend a lot of time on there, you gain a following, and then you just sort of toughen up a bit.
I always wonder. I always wonder what causes that type of comment to keep happening. Like what's the feedback? What's the positive feedback from it that makes it keep happening? Is it just in our nature and we don't need any positive feedback, or like is there not enough positive feedback for good comments? Like what you would think at the beginning,
Mm,
you would think, well, this is just sort of human nature. People, flying off the hip, and there's nobody there
yeah, I think it's a mix of
to
things.
call them on their shit,
Yeah,
so that go for it. But after a while,
yeah.
don't you think it would stop?
Yeah, like so I think it's a bunch of things. I think there's enough people in the world who like they start doing it and then they do it for 6 months and then they get bored of it and they stop. But by that point there's another 100,000 people who start doing it and get, so it's like a sort of cycle, a rotation of new
Uh-huh. Yeah,
cretins.
I wonder if we'll evolve past it ever.
No, I don't think so. The other thing is I think there's a lot of bots that are just doing it to make it look as though there's hundreds of thousands of aggrieved people, bashing and trolling whoever for their point that day. And then
Dude, maybe we should start a bot company that only does positive comments. You're really crushing it with this channel.
yeah, but
I love your perspective.
like
You're so
still
funny.
loads of flags in the name. Like we should have like USA flags and like UK flags and everything just to really fuck with people. Like, well, hang on a second. This person's called like Brexit chick 83, but she's big enough. Like,
So
yeah,
positive.
yeah. Your hair looks great.
Don't listen to the haters.
Yeah,
You're awesome.
yeah. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think it's a mix of that, but then I also think like the genuine ones who spend hours a day, like if you go on their timeline and their tweets and replies are just literally just blocks of abuse and just replies back to sort of famous politicians or, you know, pop stars or whatever. I really feel like, maybe it sounds like a bit of a cop-out, but I truly feel like those people are actually not very happy. And I think that the psychological mechanism that's happening is that the unhappiness in their lives is brought about by a total lack of control. So let's say that they're in debt, they're going through a divorce, their kids don't speak to them, they're behind on their mortgage or their rent or whatever. It's just fucking chaos. And the one thing that they have control of, or to feel empowered or emboldened around, is to go on Twitter with somebody that they disagree with and then just call them a cunt. And it does feel good. Like when you're in a shitty, but you're like, well, at least I'm not fucking Piers Morgan. Like, So I think there's a reward thing going on there where it's like, yeah, my life is chaos, but you know, now I can, and I've tweeted that, I've got 100 likes on it, and now I feel, you know, emboldened by it. I think that's for the genuine ones that aren't bots and aren't, you know, the guys that start and then get bored or whatever. People with true, like, longevity to their trolldom.
To the troll game.
I think that's
I will say this about my channel. The comments are generally very nice. I've got a very nice comments section. People are pretty happy about what I'm bringing to the table, and I think most of them want me to do more Knee of the Curves. They want me to keep doing, you know, the late night show, and I do, but they're just so hard to do that I tend to do other ones. And I think a lot of people that follow my channel, they're nice enough to at least not comment shitty on those. They just don't watch.
Yeah.
They watch the Knee of the Curves, and then even on the ones that they don't watch, they don't go, you suck.
Do you think it's that you are, not to kiss your ass, but like, do you feel like because you're making content that touches on quite intelligent topics, so you're talking about AI, you're talking about biohacking, if you were doing tutorials or, you know, check out my mixtape, here's a little taster, like you, like maybe I don't know, like it sounds really snobby, but you know what I mean, like
of people. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a way
niche I'm tapping into that. They're nice, they're intelligent, they probably, you know, have a house and a nice car, and like they're doing well.
They probably,
you know, they're educated.
Yeah, like your demographic is gonna, like, I'm trying not to make myself sound like a total prick, but unsuccessfully. But your demographic is probably majority. Maybe this is stereotyping a bit, but I would say between 27 and 45 years old and male, and reasonably settled, interested in tech.
Yeah.
Stimulated by tech development and science. So the chance, I would say, that people who are going to be, you know, a bit trolly are more likely to be doing that on, you know, I was about to say that the lowest common denominator shit. Oh, jeez. But like, you know what I mean? Like if it was something a bit more pop culture, then you might have a problem.
Sure. Yes. 100% agree. Yeah. If I was doing like, reviews of like house mixtapes, and maybe people would be a little harsher.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry if I've touched on a nerve there with your upcoming house mixtape video.